Minister, what should we be looking out for in the UK Parliament for the next 3 years, which will have an impact on business travellers or companies who purchase business travel in the UK?
I think you can look forward with optimism because what the government's doing is prioritising transport spend. Difficult spending review, of course, difficult economic situation, where we find a lot of money for transport because that's key to both creating growth for the economy and cutting carbon emissions. So you can look forward to significant investment in railways, electrification programmes, upgrade to the tube, the completion in due course, or the work beginning certainly on Thameslink, work continuing on Crossrail, which will go ahead in its entirety. And of course the bill in the House of Commons to take High Speed 2 forwards and create a brand new high-speed line from London North to eventually Leeds, Manchester and hopefully beyond. You can also see a whole range of local schemes which we've given approval to, both in road terms and public transport terms. We've got much better value for those schemes than the previous government was doing. And the Secretary of State and I have announced 2 packages of those, which are going forward in all due speed. And lastly, you can look forward to considerable action at local level, because I've announced £560 million for local sustainable transport, which is investment in cycling, walking, buses and so on. So this is really a way to kickstart the local economy and get carbon emissions down. The first stage of High Speed 2 will be a link directly from London to Birmingham and linking up HS2 and HS1. But the second stage is northwards to Leeds and Manchester in a kind of Y-shaped formation, but also at that stage providing a spur to Heathrow so that it's possible then to get from Manchester and Leeds straight to Heathrow to get on your plane, which would be slightly more inconvenient to Old Oak Common, which is the interchange planned for phase 1. There will be connections from Old Oak Common to Heathrow in phase 1, but clearly a link direct into the airport would be preferable.
And can I just ask you, do you have an estimate of the time it would take to get from Heathrow up to the north of England with this?
The time that's in my head is 49 minutes from London to Birmingham, which is pretty good.
And how are the coalition government's policies helping businesses to manage the line between cost, convenience and the planet?
Well, clearly what we want to do is see the economy grow, and transport's got a major role to play in that. So there's no point in having transport which is prohibitively expensive. So we are very conscious of the concern there is about rail fares, for example, and bus fares, but also about the cost of fuel. And obviously the Chancellor takes those matters into account in framing his budget. What we're also clear, however, is that we have to get the economy sorted out, and there's no point continuing to waste money on interest payments. £120 million a day, we're just pouring down the drain. That particular vehicle has to be stopped in its tracks and the economy got back in order. What we also have to do is release money at this difficult time to invest in transport for the future. So it's a difficult balancing act, but I think we got it right.
So my next question is, how important are the voices of buyers and the travellers of business travel in helping you to shape the debate on these issues?
I think it's very important that we hear from business and business organisations in terms of helping to frame our future policies. We need a strong, vibrant economy, so business is clearly key in that. I don't think sometimes business keys in as much as it could do, and one of the suggestions I would make to some of your friends and colleagues in the business is to look at the Department for Transport's future programme, which is set out in our business plan. That's accessible online. You can see what we're going to do at particular stages in the next 2 or 3 years, and that enables business to intervene early by lobbying ministers, by lobbying their MPs, and making interventions before policy's been set, rather than complaining about it after it's been decided.
Minister, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you very much for asking me.